Clubhouse has arrived almost a year late to Android, and that might be the downfall of this talk-focused social network aiming to start in-depth and interesting conversations. The biggest problem is if those conversations are even worth having at this point in 2021 with rivals in the rearview mirror, so we've gone hands-on to find out if it's worth the hype. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. So for those of you who were unaware, Clubhouse is one of the standout applications over on iOS throughout 2020. The premise is around voice discussion in a semi-open forum style. It launched almost in the same way that many other big platforms do, operating entirely on an invite-only basis. You still need an invite, but celebrities did help boost the profile of the app to millions of iPhone users within the space of just a few weeks. Sure, the COVID-19 pandemic helped push it to people as they were clearly locked at home and craving human contact in whatever way or form possible. It also does remove the awkwardness of things like video calling, where you need to make eye contact and pay full attention to whoever is speaking because, well, they can see you. Without or with very limited in-person contact, Clubhouse's early success on iOS owes a lot to the pandemic, but the hype was built using that strict invite-only system as we mentioned. Work didn't even begin on an Android version of Clubhouse until early 2021 though, which is shocking given that it's still the biggest mobile platform on the planet. If you're wondering how it works, well, Clubhouse is built upon rooms, which are basically talks or conversations being held by a host with participants invited to speak and guest speakers. Listeners can drop in and even raise a hand to interject or ask a question or even interact with the speakers themselves. Clubhouse on Android follows the exact same format but is actually lacking some features that those on iOS already have access to. Those include payments and club creation, two features you won't likely miss all too much before they arrive at some point on the full Android release later this year. We mentioned that there is an invite-only system in place here too because you can't do anything until you've been nominated by another member to join. That sure helps stop the app from becoming a free-for-all and somewhat coveted by Clubhouse's tight-knit community who are already having access. One of the protective measures in place for this open forum is the inability to record audio within the app itself. Obviously though, on Android, screen recording and other apps can circumvent Clubhouse's inability to record natively pretty easily. This does go against the privacy-focused approach that Clubhouse devs want to portray, but it is pretty important to note that something you say on Clubhouse could be recorded by someone on Android. You can schedule your own room or RSVP to scheduled or previously scheduled events that will include some information about what is being discussed. This is where we run into some of the problems with the platform, but is simultaneously Clubhouse's core strengths, and that is timed exclusivity. If you miss out, well, that's it. This is what creates a buzz surrounding the entire platform, although you can ping or contact someone to join a room if you want your friends to listen in before they do miss out. So that's all you need to know about just how Clubhouse works on Android, but realistically this app is long overdue and it might not even survive long enough to be relevant on Android wholesale. That's mainly as the biggest social media firms such as Twitter and Facebook have just flat out copied the concept and even beaten Clubhouse to the punch, putting the chat room style features such as Spaces directly into established products that don't require any extra accounts or even invites. Another major issue is how Clubhouse is being used by the kind of people you simply want to avoid. Think self-promotion on a level that borderlines into cringe territory. TED Talks hosted by people who simply don't know what they're talking about, that is definitely something that springs to mind here. It also has devolved into the murky world of marketers and industry speak style open forums. This might be great for networking, but as a form of passive or even interactive entertainment, well, you're going to have to count me out there. Where it shines though is in performances and in some very rare cases lectures. The appeal ahead of time was the chance to converse with celebrities and industry leaders. With over 10 million users now globally, your chances are now going to be very slim to none to meeting one of these people. It's easy to see that there are many better formats to broadcast or even host this type of thing. It can quickly devolve into what amounts to a passive podcast where people randomly dive in to ask questions. The appeal is, I've got to say, completely lost on me. That said, the creators have stumbled upon an interesting product when they released Clubhouse. It seems to have captured the COVID era zeitgeist probably better than any other mobile application out there. While I'm personally not a fan, it's pretty easy to see why it's been a success and is being emulated by every large platform out there. Clubhouse coming to Android is a big and very important step that may eventually prove successful. The biggest problem is that Twitter, Facebook and many other larger platforms have been able to develop and distribute their own alternatives in the time it's taken Clubhouse to arrive in beta on the world's biggest mobile platform. Realistically, at this point, you're not going to get too much useful information on Clubhouse, and I really do think you should probably listen to a podcast instead. But that is it. That is Clubhouse on Android in its current beta state. Despite the regional Play Store limitations, you can actually sideload it on your device and get chatting, provided you have an invite. But let us know if you have tried it out, what you think of Clubhouse so far. But as always, until next time, this is Damien with 9to5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.